Here's a quick little recap on what's new in Photoshop CC 2026 version 27.6. Starting off with the first one is the new actions panel is now in the official Photoshop version. So if you want to get to the actions, you want to go to window and then down to actions. You'll have this icon right here and it will look something like this. Starting off with the basic adjustments, you can have, let's say, auto colors. And the cool thing about this is that it will also update and give you a preview as you're flicking through. You can see the preview before you even create it. You also have the option to select the subject. These ones will take a little bit longer, of course, because it needs to process. Remove background. This one usually takes the longest. We don't even have to click on it. It will automatically give us a preview, but you have some other options further down, which are some creative effects. Let's say that you wanted to enhance the clarity. You can sharpen. If you wanted to, you can also add in a 4x4 or a third. This just saves you so much time from having to create it yourself. And yeah, this is honestly such a neat little feature. You even have resize, and near the bottom you have the export options, which are just quick, simple shortcuts. Now this next one is to do with the layers. So in the layers panel, you will notice at the bottom, you have a new cleanup button right here. And basically what this does is if you've been working on a project and you've just roughly created your project without organization, you can click on this button. And what this will do is this will allow you to delete any empty layers. This will automatically find them, delete them. We can rename the layers as well. We can do it to the entire document or selected layers. And then once you're happy with it, just press apply. There we go. As you can see, everything has been neatly organized and renamed to what that layer is. This just makes it easier to know exactly what we're looking for. Now, this next one is find distractions. For some of you that know the previous remove tool, if you select it, it will give you this option at the top, which will say find distractions. And this will give you the option to find any general distractions, people, wires, cables, and this just quickly and easily allows you to remove them from the photo. And let's say we wanted to remove the wires from this photo, and that is looking better. We can also remove other things such as people. We would find them first. This will scan the photo and find a few people in the background. What you would have to do now is press apply. You also have the option between the auto AI or the generative AI. So completely up to you. You can either turn the AI off or on or keep it on auto, and this will just determine what is best for this photo and it will apply the changes. Nearly done. And there we go. And you know what? It's actually done a good job from before and after. And of course, if you want to, you can also just find any general distractions that can be in the way. This will highlight it and even order them correctly. You can see we have the barriers, the fixtures, highlights, poles, and so much more. We can just select whichever one that we want. Let's say we wanted to focus on the pole. We can untick all of these and only focus on this one. Once again, once you're happy with it, you would press apply, and that would just remove it from the photo. And there we go. This next feature is to do with the AI models. They have been separated. So if you want to, let's say, replace this hay that this person is sat on, we can click on generative fill and type in replace this hay with a giant apple. We can now select the AI model. So in the Adobe one, you will have all of the default Adobe AI models. And then in the partner one, you will have other ones such as Google Gemini, Nano Banana 2, and all of the other options. So let's say we wanted to select the Nano Banana 2. We can click on generate. And there it is. It's done the request. It's not perfect. The selection could have been better. We could have added a little bit of a better selection. But other than that, it's not too bad. This is decent. And the next feature is remove reflections. It has now been added into the official version of Photoshop. So now you can go to edit and then go down to remove reflections. And then it will give you the option to separate the reflection layer, or you can change the quality. Now, of course, we want the best quality possible. So we're going to select best and then press OK. It's still kept a few things like here, which are really harsh and difficult to remove, but that's not a big problem because we can use the remove tool and we can continue fixing this up. The great thing about the remove tool is that it will also analyze the image and it will preserve detail. And there we go. So far, one of the biggest features that have been added to Photoshop 2026 is the rotate button. This one is crazy powerful. Let's say that you've got yourself this image of a car or any object that you want to remove the background and separate it. And let's say that we wanted to add this car onto a different background, but we also wanted to edit the perspective of this vehicle. Let's say we wanted a completely different angle to match the new background. We can now go to the rotate object button right here. This will quickly analyze the image, and this will give you the full freedom to be able to rotate all the way around the car. But other than that, it's done a fairly decent job at guessing what the car looks like on the other side. So let's say that we wanted the complete opposite angle. We wanted this side of the vehicle. We can also change the perspective. And we can also rotate this as well to match the scene better. In this case, it would look something like this. We can press done. And there we go, we have the original quality back now. And from here, if you wanted to match it with the background, you can also press the harmonize button and this will automatically blend it with the background. Whoa, that is really cool. I would say the second or the third looks the best. Now this next feature is still in the beta version. So if you don't have Photoshop beta, you can download it by going to the Creative Cloud, going to apps, beta apps, and then installing Photoshop beta. So let's say for this one that we wanted to remove the background from this subject. We would remove the background. We can create ourselves a solid background of a black color. And then if we go to filter, we can go down to filter gallery. Let's say we wanted to select a halftone pattern. We can apply the size, the contrast. We can also change the pattern, whether it's circle or line. And now you have the option to change the foreground color and the background. Let's say we wanted to change this one to a blue color, overall color. There we go. This will give us this nice effect. This could be a good background to some type of text, or we can just disable the overall mask and it will give us this effect. The next feature is to do with the text tool. So as you may know, in Photoshop before, you can use a arch option at the top, which will allow you to basically bend the text. And that feature was okay, it was decent, but it'd make it very difficult if you tried to do a full circle. So let's say we wanted to type in, hello, this is some random text around this tire using the new feature. We can, of course, change the size of the text. And now if you click on this option right here, the dynamic text, you can either do a half bend, which will curve it like this, and it's gone off the frame. So if we just scale this down, you can see we have half a circle, or we can just completely do a full circle and set it to this one, and this will nicely warp the text like this. So we could just easily align it onto here. And let's say we wanted to set this to overlay, quick and simple. You can even change it to automatically align according to the text. So what I mean by this is it will all be perfectly in a square.